Hey there, guys. Welcome to Anthony Reviews, where Anthony reviews. And happy Halloween, as I'm uploading this on Saturday, October 31st. Not exactly a Halloween-themed episode per se, but hey, it's a new video, so I hope you guys enjoy. Today we're looking at the DC Multiverse Flash figure from McFarlane Toys. Now, I haven't looked at really any McFarlane figures on this channel, and I'm actually kind of new to the McFarlane line. When this line first started, I didn't really jump into it, but I've got a few figures now, and I figured I'd make a review on the newest figure, or at least newest for me, the Rebirth style Flash figure. So without further ado, let's get into the review. It's been nearly a year since McFarlane Toys has taken over the DC action figure license. For so long, fans have been used to getting their DC figure fix from two main sources, that being Mattel or DC Direct. However, as of 2020, Mattel no longer holds the license, and while DC Direct has managed to put out some new product recently, it seems their doors will be closing soon. Now it looks like McFarlane might be our only choice for decently priced and mass-released figures of our favorite DC characters. But today's video isn't just about the brand as a whole. No, today is about one of their more recent releases, that being the DC Rebirth style Flash figure. Now, I'll go ahead and start off by saying I'm not a Flash super fan by any means. I like the Flash and a lot of his characters, and I think he's got some fun villains as well. But I've never considered him to be one of my all-time favorites. That being said, this figure very well might be one of the coolest to come out of the McFarlane DC Multiverse line. Looking at this figure, you just get the feeling of what the Flash is all about. Bright colors, a smiling face, long limbs to take him anywhere at the speed of light. This is a fantastic plastic representation of the fastest man alive. Let's first take a look at the sculpting here. One of the things fans have really come to enjoy with McFarlane's DC figures is the detailed sculpt work on each figure. There isn't too much here that makes you think it will be reused among thousands of characters. Which, of course, that practice isn't inherently a bad thing. Companies gotta make money somehow. Hell, even McFarlane has re-released the same bucks with different paint jobs. But it's also nice to know that the figure you bought was 100% designed to be the character they sold you on. As I mentioned before, how could you not love that smirk on his face? It's not too much that he looks goofy, but it also doesn't come off as sarcastic or rude. This fits the fun and hopeful Barry Allen just fine in my book. The rest of the body has a nice texture to it. Now, I'm usually a person who likes the simple and standard spandex look on heroes, but with a figure like this, the added lines across the body really work for me. And the glove detail is interesting too. More often than not, the yellow lightning detail on the glove is just a sort of painted line. Here it serves as a trim for the glove in a very obvious way. It might not be super accurate to the art, but for the figure itself, it works out tremendously. It's a great touch. And that's not all. We also have a nice raised logo on his chest, which really stands out. Much like the symbol on his chest, I feel the colors really pop as well. The red and yellow here are the exact shade I would think of for the Flash. For the most part, all of the paint is applied well, but like McFarlane and any sort of mass-released figure, there are a few spots here and there that could be better. I have yet to have any issues though that have caused me to want to replace the figure, unlike some other lines. Moving over from the paint, let's go ahead and discuss the articulation. In the past, it has seemed as if articulation and sculpt were two items on opposite ends of a scale. The more you have of one, the less you have of another. Well, this is for standard $20 figures you can find at Walmart, that is. I'm not necessarily talking about all figures. Anyways, what I'm saying is with previous lines, you would see an obvious focus towards one of these two aspects. With McFarlane, however, I would say they've made it their mission to provide well-articulated figures with unique and satisfying sculpts. I've seen so many great photos with this guy all sprawled out like he's running for his life, which makes sense. The one downside here isn't really to do with the articulation itself, but rather how he was packaged to show off that articulation. A lot of these McFarlane figures have a sort of rubber underwear piece, which allows his legs and hips to not look too weird. The way the Flash is posed, however, seems to have bent the plastic forward. It's not too distracting, but it's clearly there. This blemish, however, doesn't take away from how great his posability is. And his posability goes really well with the accessories included. As usual, we get a base and a card, which I should quickly note, the card is thinner than the others I've gotten before. Not sure why. But the main accessories, of course, are all of his lightning effects. I'm not usually one to display characters with too many effects, but I'm glad he comes with so many options. You can go minimal by just plugging some into his arms, or even legs, or go all out with these articulated ones for his back. Not to mention, you get a neat piece that allows for a unique running pose while using the base as well. They really want you to have tons of fun with this figure, and it shows. He's just a blast to mess around with. When McFarlane started putting out these figures, I didn't jump on them immediately. I picked up one or two that piqued my interest and that was it. But then, something happened. I snapped and just started buying them left and right. I think it's pretty safe to say that I'm a fan now, and I look forward to seeing what other figures they do in the future. If they can keep up the quality and match it to this Flash figure, then I'll be a happy customer. And there you guys go. Those were my thoughts on the DC Multiverse Flash figure from McFarlane Toys. Like I mentioned, I think it's a really great figure, honestly. If you were kind of hesitant on the McFarlane line, pick up this figure at least, give it a try. I think it's really, really cool. So let me guys know your thoughts on the McFarlane line and the other DC figures you'd want to see or the ones they've released. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Feel free to share it if you guys want to, let your friends know that I've got reviews on here. That'd be super helpful. I've got other videos if you want to check out Power Ranger stuff, other DC stuff, a whole lot of different content. Come on. Be a happy Halloween to me, Anthony. That's how it works, right? Give me the candy for once. I'm rambling, but thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, all the basic YouTube jargon, and see you guys later.